All right, y'all. You already know what time it is. It's your boy Moody Star. Back again with another edition of MGT Live Nightcap. So we are going to continue this spiritual journey as far as going within, being high vibrational, and always remember to uniquely be yourself, no matter what the world says, no matter what your mama say, no matter what your girlfriend says, no matter what your friends say, no matter what I say. Learn how to be your own unique self. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, it's literally 11:59 p.m. I don't know how long this stream is going to be. Well, it's 12 o'clock now, so officially it's Monday, November 24th, 2025. Um, so, a lot of people either are asleep, call it a night. That's cool. Again, I'm going to continue the journey. It's a lot of Usually it's a lot of weirdos that be up late that be trying to troll and say crazy stuff in the comment section, but it is what it is. This is what we got the mods for. I don't have time to, uh, you know, go back and forth. I may see some negativity and I may like react like, really, really quick. But the thing about it, when you're on retention, when you're doing what you gotta do, people will try you. Women, friends, strangers, people will try to like disrespect you, try to knock you off center. But the best thing that you can do is either defend yourself or you remove yourself from the conversation if it is an argument. You learn how to remove yourself and keep going. So, with that being said, I'm just hollering at you guys like it's a FaceTime. I'm gonna wait for the first like 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna see what's good. Make sure as you guys are walking into the building, you know the rules. You know what I'm saying? Have your splidgets, your coffee, your whatever you drink or whatnot, your little snacks or whatnot. Have that, but also do me a favor and hit the like button. It costs one, two, three, four, five, $0 to hit the like button. So I appreciate y'all. You hit the like button, it helps out with the algorithm and it promotes not only my lives but just the videos for future references. Okay. Speaking of one thing too, shout out to the members only. Um, for the rest of the month of November, I will be going live like every day or whatnot. But starting in December, I'm gonna start back on my Patreon. So a lot of like content where I left off at from last month. The only reason why I stopped on Patreon for a second is because I went through the little, my 7 day vacation that really wasn't a vacation, but whatever. Shout out to everybody in the building. I got to shout out the first couple of people who are here. So shout out to Natake, Natake 2668. Also shout out to Sounded Daniel 876. And shout out to King Harold 555. We in the building vibing. I got some topics that I want to go over, but of course, I have the instant downloads. You feel me? I got a lot of information that I want to talk about tonight, but we'll see. I'm not promising that this is going to be another 3 hour stream. If you missed that 3 hour stream last night, it was pretty informative. Um, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty informative and stuff. So, but outside of that, bro, listen, okay? Um, Going back to like maintaining frame and understanding this, like first thing, before I even get started with my content, a lot of people have a problem, and this has been an issue for like 5, 6 years now. Um, Three big things. It's either people always ask about retaining your energy and the use of marijuana. Some people say it's good to use marijuana, some people say it's not. And then also retaining your energy and female attraction. Most of the time, if you look at a lot of my videos, it's retaining your energy, and then on the back end it says female attraction. Why do I have that? Number one, most when it comes to the algorithm, And when it comes to sharing videos and sharing information, there's a game that's being played. All right. So if you know how to like, if you understand mass hypnosis, if you understand like how these content creators get your attention every single time, it's due to two things. The subconscious mind always reacts to negativity, and it also reacts to attraction. Like the word attraction, or if you hear female attraction, it does something to the subconscious mind. So you're gonna be curious as to like, oh, okay. When you first probably see this, you're gonna be like, damn, this is a way to get girls. But then when you understand what semen retention really is, it's beyond that. It's beyond living in the third dimension. Like you start to live in higher dimensions. It's not about how many girls you can play and how many girls you can get. Because if you have that mentality, you're gonna get bitten in the ass really, really fast. Okay. So to anybody who, and I had like a little back and forth with the individual who, for some reason, again, I always get crucified for the information that I share. You got some women who live in fear and be like, damn, bro, like essentially you're teaching guys how to manipulate women and get what they want. And that's simply far from the truth. You see what I'm saying? If you talk about retaining your energy, semen retention, this is something that Jesus did thousands of years ago. If you talk about the ancient texts, you talk about stoicism and everything like that, none of this information is like none of this information is new or made up. All of this information is ancient. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I get it. A lot of women are probably thinking like, damn, bro, like if guys know their true potential, then they can get what they want and they could probably, take advantage of me and shit like that. And it's like that to a certain extent, but then again, it's really fucking not because in order to retain your energy and really experience what it means to be on retention and have the glow, like you have to be sincere with the energy. You can't go into this trying to get as many girls as you want. It's simply not gonna act. It's simply not gonna happen that way. A woman can easily pull your card. They could tell when a nigga is like genuine about the energy and when they're not. So with that being said, I don't want people. Well, people are still going to have their opinions. Which, if people have their opinions, then that's good. That's telling me that uh, you know the information that I talk about is real. But also too, sometimes people will say like, "Oh, well, we don't want this information getting in the wrong people's hands." And I'm telling you right now, bro, being on retention and trying to manipulate people and get as much girls as you want, you're in for a rude awakening. Okay. So we're not casually just retaining our energy just to get women. Granted, if we do master ourselves and we get to a point of stoicism, we get to a point of knowing what our confidence is, understanding what our presence means, understanding what our absence means. Once we understand like the essence of who we really are, then of course it's going to be undeniable. You feel me? We are going to be naturally attractive. All right. It's just going to naturally happen. It's not about manipulating anybody else. Shit, if anything, you need to learn how to control your own energy. And that's what it's all about. It's all about energy management. And then when you talk about manipulation and everything like that, bro, everybody's manipulating everybody every single day. You got young ladies who worry about guys who may try to manipulate or get the best of them. And then you also have a group of guys who have been manipulated their whole entire life. You have a group of guys that pay for the nut for another man's sins. And this is why, like with me, for example, sometimes like when I just move about the matrix and I'm just being myself, sometimes people tend to label me as the bad person or label me as somebody who's manipulative or you know what I'm saying, just because of how I look, or maybe I'm 6'1", I got decent muscles or whatever, or I come off as very confident and masculine, and the only reason why it's like that is because I put in time and work in just developing myself to be a better person. Now Am I perfect? No, I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life before. But I ain't gonna hold you. Some of these other dudes, they take the cake. They take the cake. You have a lot of guys who done stuff that, like, I it's hard for me to even talk about or repeat because you get what I'm saying. It's something that I don't condone. Like if a guy is taking advantage of a younger woman, and and it's at the point where it's just like, okay, cool. Are you consciously aware of what you're doing? Number one, you know what I'm saying. If you're not consciously aware of what you're doing, then you got to seek help. Obviously, you feel me. But we talking about we got grown ass men in they mid 30s, mid 40s. You know what I'm saying? Taking advantage of women who are like 21, 22, 23. And then there's this thing where we call, I think, it's like when they groom, it's called grooming. Essentially, you feel me? The whole grooming process and everything. Like all that shit is real. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that shit is not real, bro. But like I don't represent those guys. I do not represent those guys. I don't speak for them. I just say they need help. You feel me? But this is what's gonna happen, bro. Because I'm gonna stay on topic, bro. When you are talking to women, um, it's unfortunate, but a lot of women have been through a lot of trauma. They've been through a lot of fear. They've been through a lot of, like, you know what I'm saying, deception. They've been through a lot. So you're not really gonna. It's not really on them. You shouldn't really blame them for what they. I mean, granted, everybody has to hold themselves accountable, but sometimes like shit happens to you at a young age. Shit happened to me when I was like in the second grade. Okay, and I don't want to talk too many details about that, but at a very young age, I was exposed. You feel me? It was an older woman, maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. You feel me? And I was only in the second grade, and some shit happened. I'm not gonna get into details, but second grade is like young as shit. You feel me? So it's a lot of people, a lot of individuals who've been violated as kids, been exposed to, this hypersexual world that we live in, and it's like, well, I got manipulated and I got taken advantage of when I'm young. So it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm gonna try to get revenge on those people who did that to me. It's the same type. It's the back and forth type of mentality that's happening right now. At some point in time, you feel me? We have to get over whatever happened to us when we was young, and I don't mean to sound insensitive, but it's true. It's true. You feel me? Um, Again, I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? And the issue or the problem that is here now is the fact that, like, the generations before us, and I'm not trying to blame nobody, but the generations before us didn't really do a good job of teaching us, like, you know sexual education, or again, there was a lot of sick people in our families that was doing stuff. You got aunties and uncles that was doing stuff to kids, nieces and nephews. Very disruptive stuff. You feel me? I mean, very disturbing stuff, I would say. So with that being said, this is why I'm so big on learning how to control our energy. You see what I'm saying? Oh my god, bro. I gotta put this on do not disturb, blood, because modes activate mode. Thank you. This is what I was looking for earlier. All right, cool. So yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, as far as the retention journey goes, like I said, bro, like it's more so about just managing your energy, bro. Um, what's gonna happen is, like, once you cleanse your energy and once you get into a space of like a flow state, because what I was gonna discuss tonight was talking about the flow state and understanding, like, when you are like moving from one frequency to the next. So when you practice retaining your energy, uh, the first thing that happens is your location. So when I say location, I'm talking about like where your mind is at, like where does your mind like live at or stay at? You know what I'm saying? When you increase the magnetism of retaining your seed, you start to move into higher realms where like you're going to literally meet new people. So all of your older friends or your ex-girlfriends or if you've been meeting females that like if it seems like you keep running into the same type of female, that's probably some type of like karmic cycle that's about to end. When you reach a flow state of practicing like retaining your energy, bro, it's gonna be like this is why it's so important to go for walks, meditate, be out in Mother Nature. When I go outside in Mother Nature, I look at everything as water. Like even oxygen to a certain extent, like it has like water particles in it or whatnot. Obviously, we can still breathe or whatnot, but it's kind of like you're floating, you're walking, you're glowing. You feel like you're in a flow state. Once you get into this flow state, bro, like it's a state of bliss. It's a state of knowing that you're experiencing the future. You're fasting forward. You know what I'm saying? You're fat. Like when you fast forward, like sometimes we tend to flash back at things that we used to do. I don't know why, but the mind is programmed to think about, damn, what, like, you remember when we did this? Or you remember when we used to go here and drink this and smoke this and do that? If you continue to keep flashing back to some shit that you conquered already, it's just gonna come back in cycle and you're gonna like repeat that same shit over and over again. This is why it's important to have the mindset of flashing forward. When you can flash forward, this is when you're creating your new future. This is when you're creating a new path. This is when you create a new future and create a new path. And let's say like you're in this flow state where you're gonna go for a walk or you're gonna listen to some music. Your energy is balanced. You got your push-ups in today. You got your workouts in today. You fasted. You did intermittent fasting. When you get to this point of understanding, like, damn, I'm in this flow state, that's when you see the future unravel right before your eyes. So I had that moment of clarity today. Okay. When I went for my walk today, whew, it was amazing. My mind, low key, today has been kind of mind blown just by like the energy that's within the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that point where I'm leveling up so much where I'm experiencing different surprises throughout the day, and when I experience these surprises, it's just like, bro, half the time, bro, I want to say this, dog. Like half the time, your blessings have been in your life this entire time, probably staring at you. Like the woman of your dreams, you probably known her for about 4 or 5 years, and you didn't even know. Like dead serious, you'd be surprised, bro. Whether it's on the internet, social media, or whether it's somebody that you work with, somebody that you went to school with, somebody that always sees you at the store, that one fine ass chick that works in the pharmacy department, you probably think like she never noticed you. And the whole time she's been watching your development as far as like you taking care of yourself, the body gains, you glowing, and it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, bro. You see what I'm saying? This is when you get into the flow state, a lot of things that you thought wasn't in your life, you're gonna see like whole time it was literally in your life. It was in your backyard the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is that like you don't have to. And I appreciate you, King. My daughter said he became a new member. So yeah, keep in mind, like I said, for the remainder of November, I'm gonna go live like every day. But starting in December, I'm still gonna continue going live, but it's gonna be members only, and we're still gonna have like these conversations and shit. But like, I appreciate you becoming a member, bro. Appreciate you. Shout out to Wallamala, uh, the Wallamala. Let's see how long certain people last. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of weirdos that be trying to pop up in the chat like after 11 p.m. But like to the real ones, to the real MGT OGs, shout out to y'all for sure. That's all strong, my guy, for sure, for sure. So going back to what I was saying though, bro. So yeah, it's very important, bro, that as you're on your retention journey and you reach this flow state and understand like everything that you was looking for has already been in your life, you're gonna be shocked. Like I'm learning that little by little, like little by little. It's insane. I'm talking about my blessings are closer than I could ever imagine. And this is why like it's so important to recenter ourselves. Sometimes, we get caught up in like other people's baggages, or if somebody's having a conversation with you and they try to make you feel bad about like something that you do. Granted, they'll put it on you as like, okay, like you should take the blame for doing what you're doing because other people will take your information and try to use it to manipulate other people. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You see what I'm saying? Understand like frame of conversation when you are talking to somebody. If somebody doesn't understand your ideology, I don't care if you're talking about Christianity, Hinduism, Brahmashura, semen retention, or whatever the case may be. Somebody is always going to frame you in a sense where it's just like, okay, what you're saying makes sense, but then also too, other people can look at what you're saying and turn your words around, and now all of a sudden you're like some type of master manipulator. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in other people's expectations, or don't get caught up in anybody's like projections. You feel me? When you are like the thing about being on retention is that you become a natural healer of yourself. When you can start to naturally heal yourself as far as like your thoughts, as far as like your body conditioning, as far as like the quality of food that you eat. Once you learn how to get into a state where it's like you are healing yourself, you're not living just to have a good time, but you're living to heal yourself and have a good time. That's a big trait to have. But what's going to happen is your healing skills or anything that you think about, bro, it will be challenged. 100%. It's going to be challenged. Now, the reason why is because fear exists. Fear, people sometimes they're vibrating in the lower chakras, so they're going to think through their lower chakras, which you can't really be mad at them, but understand like, you don't have to change up your whole entire persona or your whole entire ideology just because somebody is saying like they disagree with what you're saying. Um, in particular, when you're dealing with a woman who is very smart, very intelligent, she's going to challenge you as well. 100%. I would say, see, the thing about it is that guys tend to not want to attract intelligent women because intelligent women is going to challenge what the fuck you talk about. You see, like I said, I don't represent the guys that just want to have a female just to do whatever with. Like 2 days ago, I was talking about challenge yourself, bro. Like learn how to challenge yourself and learn how to take a stand for what you believe in. Not what Moody Star believe in, but like what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you hitting the like button. It costs nothing to hit the like button. It'll help out with the algorithm as far as like people exploring the channel. Shout out to everybody in the chat, bro. Shout out to Mr. Crawford and shout out to Still We Rise. So, uh, female attraction and when they like, I'm gonna look this up. Where hold on, let me see something. Oh, that was 4 hours ago. That's crazy. I'm gonna look this up because I want y'all to understand this, and I'm gonna make sure you said facts. Tonight I stayed in by myself. Me and this chick, we gonna just link Tuesday. Yeah, bro. That's the thing about it, bro. Remain centered, because when she does come around you, bro, like it's a put it like this, bro. There's there's different ways of communicating. Of course, when you're talking to females, either on the phone, FaceTime, through social media and shit. She's gonna do the most shit testing through the phone and through FaceTime and stuff like that. But like when y'all together and shit, it's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different thing as far as like if you make her feel safe and y'all have rapport, y'all been chilling, y'all been talking and whatnot, then half of that big talk or whatever y'all was like arguing about, that's gonna go out the window. Cause the magnetism, the energy is gonna speak for itself. Don't be thirsty, but just vibe and watch how that shit play out. So this is kind of like a video. I seen somebody ask this like a while ago, and I always all right. So put it like this: when people ask me a question, I do answer the questions, but it's usually like in long form content of my videos and stuff. So I'm still looking for some clippers to clip some of my information and stuff. So like people could like see. But this was a question that was asked a long time ago, and it says how do women shit test you while you're practicing semen retention? Like give examples of that. Um, and what is shit testing? So I'm gonna give y'all my example. I'm gonna give y'all my example, and then I'm gonna go ahead and read what we got as far as like what I just researched. Okay, so if a woman like you, you kind of it's like as a man, I'm sorry to tell you, but every single day you got to prove yourself. Not necessarily to her, but number one, you have to prove yourself to yourself that you can be consistent with yourself. That's number one. You're not really changing for nobody. If you're gonna change, you're gonna change because you want to change. That's number one. But number two, strength and attraction is always being tested. Like you can't maintain to be strong if you don't work out every day. Like a workout or a push up literally is like a shit test, like a female shit testing. You like, all right, let's see how much reps you can do. Let's see how much you can endure today. Now, women's minds, they're not gonna tell. They're not gonna like wake up and say, I'm gonna try this nigga today. It don't work like that. But it's like an emotional thing. It's an emotional push pull when a female feels like she wants a guy who's going to protect them or wants a guy that's not going to walk out on them mid conversation because the conversation is probably getting like uncomfortable or whatnot, she's going to try to have those conversations with you, right? Y'all could be having a great time. Y'all could be talking, chilling for the whole day, 3, 4 hours, having a great time. And then that last hour, the last 5 to 10, 15 minutes, she gonna test you. She want to see how strong you are. Like, can you handle the emotional ups and downs? Now, when it comes to how I usually deal with it, I let them time. I give them time to cook. I try to see like what their overall goal and what their purpose is as to why. Like, okay, why are you trying me now? Or like, why are you tripping? Like, I really listen. Um, and if she wants to have a debate or a conversation, I don't really like to argue. But like, if you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. Once I address something, and remember this, bro. This goes for you who's watching this video. Once you address something and she chooses not to acknowledge what you said, and now she starts to pile on more information after you already addressed said, after you already addressed something and she still acted like you didn't say anything. Now, this is the time where you have to kind of exit the building. And it's not like you running away from a problem. It's like, how many times are you going to repeat yourself? You know what I'm saying? Someone asked, will she fall in love? If a female is trying you like that, like not necessarily just not like calling you broke or like just calling you names, then she's actually trying to have a trauma bond with you. Like she really probably was used to being in a relationship where the couples you have couples like that would talk crazy to each other and that's their way of loving each other or showing each other love and affection. But um, it depends. If it depends on what you want to, what the conditions of your love is. So, but most of the time, if everything is going good and it's just like you're going good, you're saying all the right things, you're complimenting her, you're vibing or whatnot, you're saying all the right things, doing all the right things, that shit do not matter. It's only a matter of time before the current changes, before the weather changes, before emotionals. Sometimes it's not even your fault. Subconsciously, she just needs to know, like, can you handle her emotions? Can you lead in a conversation? So you don't want to let a female drive you crazy, because again, if you are repeating yourself, then she's trying to make you pay for whoever she dealt with before. You feel me? That's what it comes down to. And you don't want to become a victim of that. So you have to learn when to step away, learn when to like let a conversation go or just let somebody go and just let them be, because whatever emotional state that they're in, they're going to be in that emotional state probably like for a few hours or probably like for the rest of the day. So what? So let it be. Timing and spacing is key. Okay. So usually to me, that's what I consider to be a shit test. Or again, it's necessarily, you don't have to do nothing wrong. It's like she just wants to know that you're, strong enough to just deal with like random ups and downs. Okay. So uh here we go. So what is a shit test? A shit test is when a woman playfully or indirectly tests your confidence, um, discipline, emotional stability, and masculine frame. She doesn't do it to destroy you. She does it to feel your energy, to see if you're the real you or are you just talking. When you're on semen retention, women test you even harder because they can feel that energy and they want to see if your power is solid or if they can throw you off center. Exactly what I just said. Okay. All right. Number one. All right. So, how women should test you, especially when you're on semen retention. Number one, they challenge your discipline. For example, boy, you don't really do that semen retention thing. You lying. Let me see how long you can last around me. She's pushing to see if you'll break your own rules for her. Pass, calm, confident, unbothered. Yeah, I'm disciplined. It's just my lifestyle now. At this point, that shit to me, how I look at it, is low hanging fruit. That's low hanging. Like if a female say that, oh boy, let's see how you gonna last when you around me and stuff. Like you know how many times I done heard that shit, bro. And every single time when you don't try to have sex with a female, bro, like that's when they usually want to do most of the work. And again, it's not. See, again, some people look at it and be like, "Oh, there it is. This is how you manipulating women into giving up the draws." But it's like, nah, like literally, bro. If you're by yourself on retention and you're not watching porn or anything like that, this is the natural state you're gonna be in anyway. So it ain't nothing wrong with chilling with a female a couple of times and not having sex with them. So what? Shit, if anything, that builds up more sexual tension. You gotta understand like magnetism and attraction. But yeah, that's low hanging fruit. The first time, like if I talk to a female, I'll be like, yeah, man, I've been celibate or I'm practicing this thing called semen retention. They gonna laugh at it. They gonna laugh at it. They gonna be like, hell nah, or like, okay, when you get in this pussy, you gonna nut in less than 2.3 seconds or whatever. You feel me? Um, someone said I've been on SR for years. Is what I'm asking. So basically, I don't know what you mean by that, bro. You said when she fall in love, I've been on SR for years. Is what I'm asking. Um, you got to give some type of context into what you're saying, brother. But basically, so yeah, that's low hanging fruit. When she says, "Boy, you don't really do that semen retention thing. You lying. Let me see how long you're gonna last around me." She's pushing to see if you'll break your own rules for her. Women love when you break your own rules for them. There's one time while I was chilling with a chick, which I can't stand that I even think about her sometimes. But I broke my own rules. I was sober from weed. I wasn't smoking weed, but she was like, "Oh, don't worry, I got you. We're gonna chill." Da da da. I said, "Well, shit, I ain't smoked weed in about 2 3 months." She didn't give a fuck about that. As soon as we linked up, she was rolling that bitch like niggas roll that shit and smoke it every single day. She didn't give two fucks about me being sober. I hit that bitch the first time, bitch, I'm high as fuck. And whole time, me and her was actually attracted to each other because I actually was sober. I actually wasn't drinking or smoking. But the very second that I said I'm gonna break my rules. I'm gonna chill for a little bit. I'm gonna smoke with you just because you got it. That does so much for her ego, and then that actually gives you kind of give up your power when you break the rules for a female because it's like, okay, cool, now she feels special. So keep in mind, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But then again, if you're constantly doing that, then yes, that means you're not really solid in what you talk about. So number two, and I'm going over just in case you're new into the chat, make sure you hit that like button. I'm going over why women tend to shit test men who are on semen retention, and they actually go harder. They gonna test you when you're on retention. So the first one is they challenge your discipline, and the second one, going into the second example, they try to trigger your ego. So for example, you think you're all spiritual now. You're different. I don't know if I like this new you. She wants to see if you get defensive or emotional. A man in his frame stays grounded. So I was just having a back and forth with an individual, and she was like, "Oh, you're getting loud." Da 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 da. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting loud because you choose to not listen to what the fuck I'm saying." It's like when you say something, because I knew exactly what she was doing, but I also knew like the value of my time. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like I gave you, I get like you feel me. Like you gotta understand the value of time, not to sound like cocky or anything like that, but once you kind of reach your peak or level when you're talking to a female on FaceTime or through text messaging or whatever, you gotta know when to cut it off. You feel me? So I was on the phone with her for over 3 hours. I'm not gonna hold you. We talked about a lot of stuff. We did. You feel me? It was almost like a live stream. One thing about women that I talk to, we ain't just gonna be talking about Candyland and love of hip hop, or Meg the Stallion getting shot in the foot. We're not gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about spiritual shit, or like our future endeavors, stuff like that. So it got to the point where like I know she was literally trying to trigger my ego because there was nothing left to do. You feel me? She gave me compliments. I gave her compliments. There's nothing left to do but to what? Fuck shit up. As humans, that's what we tend to do. You know what I'm saying? When something is too good, they be like, nah, bro, let's move something out of order because this is too good. So sometimes you may appear to be too good to be true to people. So keep that in mind. They may try to trigger your ego. Number three, another way how she may try to shit test you is they flirt heavy, then pull back within the same hour. Okay. This is classic. She gets close, gives you eye contact, compliments you, then suddenly, I don't even know why I'm talking to you. She's checking if you'll chase, overreact, or fall into validation mode. Okay. Um, None of this information is new that I'm telling y'all, bro. If anything, this is kind of like some red pill information. And, I don't represent the red pill community because I look at it as like exaggerated truth. And some of these niggas is probably hurt by a female who tried them a long time ago, too. I believe in balance. You feel me? So I'm not gonna sit here and say that like y'all feelings ain't validated, or like okay, if a chick tried you in the past, I'm not saying that you don't have no right to feel some type of way. You have every right to feel some type of way, but if you want to experience the attraction that's going to work for you, then you have to talk to women as if like you damn near almost kind of talking to yourself, in a sense, like do unto others as you would have others do unto you. But sometimes, even when you're dealing with a female, you treat her perfect, you treat her right, you make no mistakes, she's gonna find something. She needs to find something. She needs to see like, okay, are you strong enough to handle this? So even if, again, the nice guys finish last, and even a nigga who's spiritually gifted, sometimes he finished last too. You know what I mean? Because they always gonna try to find something and try to like bend it and make and see if like, okay, are you gonna overreact or whatever. So, but yeah, they flirt heavy, then they'll pull back. This is a classic. She gets close, gives eye contact, compliments you. Then suddenly, I don't even know if I want to talk to you. She's checking if you'll chase, overreact, or fall into validation mode. Number four, uh, they joke about your sexual energy. I just said that in the beginning. The first time I told a female about semen retention, she laughed and chuckled at that shit. She laughed because most women don't even understand like guys can actually have a superpower. Now the thing is, obviously, biologically speaking, men are stronger than women. Women are like a lot smaller, a lot shorter most of the time, softer voice. They have more estrogen, more feminine energy. So it's crazy because like size and shit really kind of don't matter unless like you a fucked up individual like a nigga, and now you're taking advantage of a woman. I don't believe in that shit. I have no respect for niggas who do that shit. On the other hand, you have women who just because they have sweet sounding voices and they're very cute, very attractive, just because they look like that don't mean like the motherfuckers could take advantage of you too. A lot of guys get got just by like the sweet sounding voice of a woman, or just like how she can set you up and then have other niggas rob you whole time you just worry about some pum pum. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm saying. Like to the guys who don't have like ill intent, to the guys who never tried a female like that or whatnot, if you still want to go out there and date, you still might run into a female who seems innocent, but she's a savage. G shit. You gonna run into some beautiful savages. You can't even tell. Savage, Jezebel, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes they get triggered, so you have to be very careful. Okay. Because sometimes some of these women can make you guys act out of character, and now when you don't have emotional intelligence, you don't have control. Now you blow up, raise your voice, and now you get physical. Now you sitting in jail for what? Because you didn't have emotional intelligence over some pussy. Like, come on. All right, number four. They joke. They joke about your sexual energy. For example, you look like you backed up. You need to release. I can help. This is a temptation test mixed with humor, mixed with curiosity, and your self control. They'll say stuff like that all the time. The thing about it, bro, is like for me, like at least when I was like in a relationship and I was on retention and stuff, like it really didn't matter. Like whenever she was ready to do it, I would chill, I would vibe, I would relax, but retaining your energy is like undefeated, bro. Because if you're not on semen retention, if you're like saying like, okay, I'm just gonna go with how I feel and stuff, bro. Like me personally, I don't know how to like get a chick's number and like get in her pants. I don't know how to just like do that. I can't just sit there and say like, okay, I'm gonna plan how to get in this girl's pants. 90% of the time, whenever I got some pum pum, it was literally because I was vibing. It literally was because I was chilling. That wasn't the first thing on my mind. And once they feel relaxed and once they feel chilled and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? The body language starts happening, then it's just gonna naturally happen. But when you're on retention, the temptation starts to happen. This is when you have rapport with the woman, you're vibing, you're chilling. She sees that you work out. She sees that you take frequent showers, you brush your teeth, you smell amazing, you put on lotion, your fingers is never ashy and shit. Like you're constantly in this flow state. That's gonna get her attention easily. But the thing is, are you doing it just for her attention, or are you doing it because you are putting yourself first? You see what I'm saying? Because even if you get into a relationship, you still need to work on attraction. People who've been married for 20, 30 years at a time every single day throughout those years, they had to kind of redefine themselves and keep that attraction going. Because attraction is not permanent. But yeah, they'll try to tempt you. If it's like I said, if it's your girlfriend of for some time, then it's okay. It is what it is. That's your girl. She knows your habits and all of that. That's cool. But if you talking about like a someone that you just met and the chemistry is just like firing on all cylinders, and you at the Airbnb and quickly it's gonna turn up very very fast. The very second that you say, "Yeah, man, I'm chilling. I'm preserving my energy," she gonna try to find different ways to experience that energy because now you're building curiosity. You see what I'm saying? But it's on you to really be living that life. The very second that you say you're on retention and then she tests you a little bit and you fold, that's gonna turn her off. She ain't gonna want to fuck with you. So this is what I'm saying. You can't even really take advantage of a woman. Like this is something that you have to genuinely be doing and living by. And that's the only way it's gonna, I guess, work in a sense. All right, number 5. This is another way how they might shit test you when you're practicing semen retention. They act jealous for no reason, especially when your pheromones are stronger from retention. She says something like, "Who you been talking to? Why are you glowing like that? If you got a new girl, just say that." She wants to see if you stay calm or fold under pressure. If I had a penny or if I had a nickel for every time a female said wrong bitch or who you getting, like, yeah, as of recent I haven't got my hair cut because my barber, he has traveled to Jamaica. Every time I get a fresh cut or whatnot, I always hear this one line and say, "Who are you trying to get sexy for?" Or like, damn, who you finna go see like that? And right now, I'm naturally glowing, but I don't even really, you feel me? My fresh cut, I need to get new drip, all that shit. You feel me? I'll be wearing the same jackets and shit, but I don't be giving a fuck. I still take a shower and I make whatever I put on, I make it look good. But yeah, she gonna act jealous is because like your pheromones and everything is happening, and it's not even it's not a hating thing. This is all attraction. She's just testing you to make sure you don't fold. Because the very second that you fold, then she's not gonna fuck with you no more. You see what I'm saying? So they act jealous. She wants to see if you are gonna stay calm or you're gonna fold under pressure. Number 6, another way how they may try to shit test you, they try to make you prove something. So for example, you say you're focused and spiritual. Let me see if you can really handle me. Women test your center, not your words. So that's very key. There's been a lot of guys who know how to say the most romantic things, and sometimes like women, they sometimes fall for it, but then even when they feel themselves falling for it, they're like, no, he's saying this, but like, what is his actions talking about? See what I'm saying? So she may want to, she like literally she's gonna want you to prove that you are spiritual and shit. But again, in the beginning of this video, I said, if you're gonna prove anything, prove this to yourself first. This is why, like, most of the time when you practice retention, I think you should be single. You shouldn't even be talking to a female. But if it gets to that point where like you're already talking to women, you have the natural, you know, you have the natural gift of the gab, and you just naturally attract women. Still keep them at a distance, but still like keep your space sacred, okay? Because if you let them in too soon, then that may affect like your retention journey. Like you may have to start over. It may open up another portal where you just completely abandon the retention journey, and all of a sudden, like you get into this state or level of having sex to escape reality. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to get to that point. A lot of people live their life doing that. They, in order to escape reality, escape like their current relationship, job situation, living situationship, they will like do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, keep in mind, like, they'll number 6, they'll try to make you prove that you are really spiritual. And again, when you retain energy, they gotta see it. They're gonna make sure that you're really real. Number seven, another way how they may try to shit test you. They try to throw you off Zen energy. So when you're calm from retention, she might poke you. You too quiet. Say something. Why you acting all mysterious? Now it's been a minute since I've been in that type of vibe, and I probably need to get back to that vibe. But like silence sometimes speaks louder than words. You'll be surprised of like your presence if you're chilling with a female and you're observant and you understand like the situation, but you really not speaking much. When you become mysterious and shit like that, that's actually drawing her closer. That's building her curiosity. Sometimes if you talk too much, keep yapping your mouth. This is how like a lot of things go left, bro. Most of the time. So the fact that I was actually on the phone with a young lady for over 3 hours and stuff, maybe I just have the gift of the gab, but you know, most of the I want to say probably like 60% of the time she was talking about her life and stuff, which is cool. I'm a great listener, um, but most of the time, bro, you don't want to be talking too much, bro. But if she's saying like you're too quiet, say something, why you acting all mysterious, then you feel me? She's trying to throw you off that zen. You're already in that flow state. You don't got to live to prove nothing to nobody. You just here because you here type shit, and you have the free time. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, why women should test to see if your masculine energy is stable, to see if your discipline is real, to make sure your confidence isn't fragile, to feel your leadership and presence, to see if you bend for their emotions. Women don't consciously plan shit tests. It's instinct. A woman is attracted to a man she feels she can't shake, a man who's centered, a man who's purposeful and grounded. So, how to pass any shit test? Stay calm. Don't get emotional. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. When I was on the phone and me and homegirl came was going back and forth. I did get emotional, but that's because I kept on repeating myself, and she didn't want to hear what I was saying, and she wanted to kind of project whatever man did something in her life. She was trying to project that onto me, and maybe I could have did a better job. And I think by ending the conversation, I think that's the best thing I could do. Because again, if you can't talk to somebody who's not going to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? But before I got too emotional, I said this conversation is over. I still fuck with her, still care about her and everything, but I understand the frame and the conversation and shit. It was just like, nah, we're not about to waste our energy on something, especially if somebody's not listening. But like how to pass any shit test, stay calm, don't get emotional, don't explain too much, don't argue, keep your frame, respond with humor or grounded energy, move with confidence, not defensiveness. Shit tests aren't attacks; they're opportunities to show who you are. So I probably could have did better, like you know what I'm saying, and maybe I probably should have did this live first before I decided to like cake on the phone for hours and shit. But for the most part, this is something that's gonna happen a lot of the times. You feel me? No matter what. Um, but the thing about it though is like at the end of the day, as long as you continue to maintain like being true to yourself, being authentic, like you ain't gotta worry about shit. You don't. All right. So I got one more question that was asked from earlier at one of my other videos. Hold on. How to maintain composure when people challenge you on retention. Because again, what's happening right now is once you start to level up and retaining your energy, people are going to see you as a threat, kind of. So when they see you as a threat, you gotta be ready. You have to be equipped with mental weapons, bro. Because people are gonna test you and be like, "What do you mean?" Or like, why are you coming off as like so confident? Or what gives you the right to feel this way or walk this way or talk this way? Believe it or not, bro. Like you just being yourself is gonna bother a lot of people's pieces, a lot of people's peace. Okay. So how to maintain composure when people challenge you on semen retention? This is a question that was asked on one of my videos. This was when I think the video that like the question was asked, it was on retaining your energy and managing your anger or whatever. Number one, remember they're reacting to your energy, not your words. So anytime you talk to a woman or anytime you talk to anybody, it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. I say 25, I say about 25 to like 35% is what you say, but it's really like how you say it, like literally. And your energy speaks louder than words. All right. So when you practice semen retention, you naturally glow more, stand taller, speak slower, move calmer, and think sharper. People feel that shift. Some get curious and some get intimidated. Some get playful or even insecure. It's gonna happen, bro. Like sometimes I be wondering, I be like, when I first started retention, bro, I didn't think people was gonna act differently. Like I thought I was just gonna elevate spiritually and you know what I'm saying, just mind my business. Like I'm not asking for like attention and shit like that, but it just naturally came with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Now if you happen to already be naturally handsome or, you know, a womanizer and shit like that, then nigga that I guess is more cool points for you. But this is the most powerful thing that a man can do without barely doing anything and will still get crucified for being like masculine. Oh, you're too masculine. Oh, you're toxic. You don't say too much, but you really toxic. You be practicing retention, but you really be having all these hoes doing this and doing that and all type of extra crazy shit. And just be like, bruh, niggas getting crucified for shit that they ain't even sign up for it. But it's like when you appear to be more when you think sharper, you speak slower or you move calmer, and also when you have confidence, people are threatened by confident people. I don't know why, but it's just the thing. I'm talking about it'd be dudes with their girlfriend. I'm talking about big buff dudes with a beautiful black girlfriend, and they be getting intimidated by little old me. Like nigga, your arms is about like 3 times the size as mine, and your bitch bad as hell. Why are you threatened by me? But it's a magnetism type of thing when you practice retention. Retention, it strengthens your aura. Okay. So a lot of people are gonna feel that shit, and a lot of people are going to react to your energy and not your words. Okay. Most challenges aren't personal; they're reactions to your new frequency. When you understand that, you stop taking anything personally. Okay. So again, I don't know if this shit is never gonna stop, bro. So this is why I'm saying, like, just sharpen your tools, sharpen your mind mentally. When somebody's gonna like try you or try to debate you and stuff, you can either choose to debate or you can choose to walk away. Either way, you gotta have to have a plan. Either way, you know what I'm saying. Number two, don't defend, just state. Composure is lost when you try to prove something. If someone challenges you, like, bro, you really doing that semen retention stuff, or you think it makes you so special. I hate when motherfuckers do that shit because it's like, bro, retention is just like taking a fucking break, sitting down for 2 seconds and not, and like, you know what I'm saying? Just act like you got some sense. Just have a little discipline for about a day or two, my nigga. Do that shit 3 days in a row, motherfucker. Miraculous things can happen. Like, stop being lustful for 3 days. What's so nigga, you can change your life. Motherfuckers be like, man, I ain't doing that shit. Like, man, I gotta whack my shit or I gotta fuck my bitch like every night. If that's how you want to live, you can live that way, bro. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm just saying when I'm saying When I'm explaining like this is how I live my life, and you try to challenge me, nigga, this is my life. Why are you trying to challenge me? You get what I'm saying? But it's gonna happen because again, you appear to be more special. You appear to be more godly. Like Jesus was doing this shit. So it is what it is. Um, a calm man doesn't explain or debate. He simply says, "Yeah, it works for me," and that's it. I'll be like, again, I have my moments in time. Like since I've been doing this for a couple of years, it's like I know when to engage and when not to engage. When I'm in that mode of like talking, if I'm talkative and I want to engage, I'm gonna speak. But 80% of the time, I be chilling, bro. I ain't got time, bro. Like, just try it for yourself. If it works for you, then it's cool. If it don't, it is what it is. Uh, but yeah, it works for me. That's the whole sentence. No defending, no preaching, no needing from, no needing them to understand. Unbothered energy equals power. Literally. Number three, hold eye contact without tension. The most masculine response is the calm stare with relaxing breathing. Not aggressive, not passive, just present. It communicates I'm not shaken, I'm not hiding, I'm not insecure about my choices. That alone ends most challenges. So sometimes if somebody's gonna challenge you, this is something that just automatically happens for me. Eye contact. I'm not afraid to look a man in the eyes, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the fuck you did last night. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I don't care, bro. Like if you challenging me, let's have a conversation like two adults and get past this shit. You see what I'm saying? Um, but confident contact is very without tension is very important to learn. It's and you usually have that, like I said, with a relaxed breathing state, and this is just understanding your emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So number four, use use humor to stay above emotion. Humor is one of the strongest masculine tools. If someone mocks you, You probably backed up as hell. You smile and say, "That's discipline, not backup." Play it cool. When you're not reactive, you win. I get under people's skin when this happens. If you want me to be the Gemini jokester, I'm gonna get under your skin because I'm gonna think everything is fucking funny, especially if you want to like laugh and try to make this be a joke. Like shit, I could make this shit be a joke too, but I'm not gonna really. You get what I'm saying? Because I can live in my humor and still be unbothered by what the fuck you're trying to say. So again, you can't just be one track minded when learning how to deal with challenges. You feel me? So like learn how to laugh a little bit. Don't be so uptight. If somebody said like, "Oh, like trust and believe, bro." I've been around people who did time in prison, who did time, who like just knows knowledge and shit, and knows the power of retaining your energy. You feel me? Um, so number five, don't chase respect, command it. People challenge you because they want to see if your discipline is real, if your confidence is stable, if your mind is controlled. Respect isn't earned by explaining your choices. Respect is earned by living your choices without wobbling. A man who is unfazed becomes naturally respected. So, just for the streaming purposes, of course, I'm talking right now, but this is the most that y'all probably gonna see me talk. Like for real, for like in real life, if I ever do like a IRL stream and I got my camera guy and stuff, like I'm not saying too much. I'm chilling, I'm vibing. Now for streaming purposes, I'm gonna say something, what I'm saying, just for entertainment purposes and stuff. But most majority of the time, anybody who knows me, they know I'm really quiet. I really be chilling. But when I'm ready to talk, when I'm ready to chop it up, if I'm around MGT, if I'm on YouTube, or if I'm around certain people, then yeah, I'm gonna speak. But most of the time, I be cooling, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't really say too much type of shit. And When you don't say much and you let your energy speak for itself, it commands the respect. There's people who now, right now, like I guarantee you, like I got my neighbors and stuff that see me, that know they probably see me. There's a dude, probably stay two houses over, whatnot. He probably my age, maybe a little bit younger or older, or probably around the same age. We respect each other. But I guarantee you, if I walked up to him and be like, "Hey, what's good, bro?" Every time I see him, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, brother?" If I'm like happy go lucky, jolly all the time, saying something to this nigga not gonna respect me because it's like, okay, you talking too much, or you why you always happy and shit. Like there's times where he walk past me and it's not like I want to ignore the nigga, but like I be in my own world. I be trying to figure out how I'm gonna get this money or how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So you can command respect by just having the magnetism. You don't have to speak all the time. Number 6, return to your breath. If the pressure or tension gets heavy, inhale slow, hold, exhale even slower. This is super underrated, but it works every single time. Anytime I'm in a stressful situation, if I got to fight with a damn dryer, like I'm about to, like probably after I finish this stream, I gotta go fight with a dryer again because it's a pain in the ass trying to connect the hose to the outlet to the unit of the dryer and shit. How they created that unit, like there's no space to like really connect the hose like that. So you really gotta like, go through a whole lot. But every time if I get frustrated, I inhale slow, I hold it, and I exhale slower. That cuts so much tension, and you get a lot more oxygen into the brain. So this means like you can actually train yourself to operate in a stressful situation by controlling how you breathe. So if you are ever in a conversation, let's say you're talking to a female and you need like I probably might do this next time. Anytime if homegirl tries to shit test me, I'm just gonna take deep breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm gonna wait for her to, talk, finish cooking or whatnot, and we move on to the next subject. Because if there's no point of like arguing, going back and forth. Somebody's gonna challenge you. Sometimes they just want to hear themselves talk. Let them talk. If you said what you said and she still don't want to listen to what you say, but you still want to continue the conversation, inhale, exhale. Do it slowly, about a good 4 or 5 times. But like while you're breathing, not to say that you're ignoring her, but like you're hearing her, you giving her a chance, or even like if you're arguing with a dude, same shit. Niggas and then dudes is not even gonna argue that much if a guy is not saying nothing back, because clearly he gonna be like, all right, cool, this nigga must know something, so let me just be quiet, because now I sound like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Take back control, bro, without saying like, oh nah, you listen to me yet. Nah, you don't have to be that way at all. But it instantly resets your nervous system. Retention gives you powerful internal energy. Your breath keeps it balanced. All right, number 7, don't let their emotions become your emotions. This is big, bro. Especially if you are an empath, especially if you're talking to a woman who has heavy emotions. Don't let her emotions become your emotions, especially if you know her emotions stem from some type of negative experience or a negative idea. You see what I'm saying? Especially if something that like don't just chill. You feel me? Uh don't just chill, but I'm saying just chill when it comes to that at least. This is examples that they got. People might joke, doubt, tease, challenge your masculinity, try to tempt you, or try to get you get a reaction out of you. Your job is simple. Hold your frame, not theirs. You become the emotional center of the interaction. They orbit you, not the other way around. So again, this is I probably failed in the little interaction that I had with the young lady earlier tonight because I wouldn't say that she got me mad, but she did get me emotional. But it was just more so I just didn't feel like talking to her anymore after, because again, I'm not one to keep repeating myself over and over and over and over again. But I still could have did a better job of diffusing the situation or diffusing whatever she was talking about. Um, Granted, it wasn't the first time that she brought that up, and I think I also seen it in the comment section as well. So I don't think the conversation was bigger than her. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, my job is simple: hold frame and not theirs. You become the emotional center of the interaction. They orbit you, not the other way around. Number eight, understand psychology behind it. When you practice retention, men respect you but low key envy you. Women sense strength but want to test it. Friends get curious but insecure. Strangers feel your presence without understanding it. This is 100% true. All my videos throughout the years, high streaks, I've experienced everything on this list just now. Retention makes you unpredictable in a calm way, and people want to test if your new mindset is real. Once you understand this, challenges don't disrupt you. You expect them, and you stay in control. So the one thing that I can say, even though like going back to the little back and forth that I had, I feel like I still was in control in the sense that like I wasn't trying to I wasn't take I was standing firm in what I believe, and what I believe is like I'm not gonna take a stance or try to like explain to dudes that don't know how to control their sexual energy. I'm not gonna really explain to y'all, oh, don't take my content and try to use it, because even if you try to use my content in a ill-advised way, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You see what I'm saying? So um, let's go to the last two. Let your actions do the talking. You don't need convincing anybody. You're glowing, you're focused, you're progressing, you're leveling up, you're disciplined, and you're magnetic. They see it. Uh, your night routine, your workouts, your money goals, your spiritual clarity, that's the real response. So, like I said, I had a little back and forth with homegirl. My response is let me go live, and not necessarily to expose her or anything like that, but it's just a great reminder as to like how as men we just need to maintain frame and stay centered, especially if we are retaining our energy. That's why I say it's better if you don't say anything, because if you say something, now it's like a reverse psychology type of thing. But if you don't say anything, but you just live it, now you become more of a mystery. So I would say half the time, if you're going to be retaining your energy, don't even say shit. But if you want to say something, just understand what it comes with. You feel me? But yeah, let your actions do the talking. Let her fight. Let her figure it out on her own. Like, damn, bro, like what you been doing so different. You feel me? Um, Number 10, the composed man lives by this code. I don't argue. I don't explain. I don't chase validation. I stay centered. When people challenge you, the only thing you must protect is your inner stillness. Semen retention makes you powerful. Composure makes you untouchable. Now, that's very powerful and it's super important. A lot of the things that I talked about, bro, like I actually forgot. I actually forgot to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was the man and shit, but again, there's always something, an old lesson or a new lesson where you can like sharpen yourself up and you can become a better person, bro. You know, we don't always know it all. We don't. But there is this thing called infinite intelligence. Um, I have my own definition of it. I actually want to Google like what like I guess the internet considers to be infinite intelligence, or walking around with that loud pack. There's a lot of terminologies that I've used on my channel over the past couple of years that doesn't have any scientific like backing. It does have scientific backing to it, but like This is something that I naturally experienced on my own before I actually researched what semen retention was. See what I'm saying? So if you want to know about it, if you want to know about possible types of women that you might attract, you feel me? You can definitely check out my catalog. You can definitely become members only because I'm gonna be doing a lot of these lives, especially late night. Anybody who joins the live, just understand, you can ask a lot of personal questions. The members only live, that's where you can like you low key kind of wild out and shit because at least Facebook, I mean not Facebook, but YouTube, they won't be too strict. I mean you still gotta like follow the guidelines, but you know what I'm saying. For general population, I still be doing my lives like at least every weekend or any chance that I get, honestly. But obviously, you know, let me see. So this is another. Now this is going to be very interesting, right? Somebody asked another question. What are the types of women that you might attract while practicing semen retention? Um, like I said, I got videos for this. I got catalogs where I talked about, anywhere from the Jezebel. Again, everybody got their own definition. I decided to Google and see what's good with the top 10 types of women you might attract on semen retention. Um, and so I'm going to go over this list real quick. And then I'm going to let you guys know if it's accurate or not because I didn't came across. It's more than 10 types, number one. So you have to be aware. This shit get crazy. So here we go. 10 types of women. And so this is the last part I'm going to do for the live, and I'm going to end the live for tonight. But keep in mind, you don't want to get it twisted. You don't want to just like, you know what I'm saying? But let's start. Here we go. 10 types of women you might attract on semen retention. Number one, the energy reader. Okay. She's spiritual, intuitive, and sensitive to aura shifts. She doesn't know why she's drawn to you. She just feels your grounded, masculine frequency. She stares, smiles softly, and gets nervous around you. Attraction trigger, your calm, magnetic presence. I was just talking to a female like that maybe a couple months ago, bro. She's like, I don't know why I'm so attracted to you. Like, I just don't know why. Like, oh, this is a crime. How do you get me so wet? Da, 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 da. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm like, nigga, I don't know what to tell you. Cause I'll tell her, and she'd be like, nah, it couldn't be it. And it's just like, well, whatever. But this is kind of accurate. I would definitely consider her to be an energy reader, but you know, all good things must come to an end, and me and her don't even talk anymore. So again, you can't put your all into like everybody that you meet. Number two, the feminine muse, soft voice, soft energy, soft movements. She feels safe around you because retention makes you move slower, speak calmer, and listen deeper. She naturally submits into your presence without being asked. Attraction trigger, your stability. Is this accurate? Yes. And I met a female like this? Probably. Yeah, I have. I have. Yeah, we was intimate. Yeah, and that's all it was. That's all it was, bro. They like they'll tell you. They just want to curious. They just want to taste. They just want to see how it is. And I don't think I was fully into her, so like I don't think I gave my best foot forward and stuff. But like it is what it is. Number three, the curious teaser. I met a curious teaser, and me and her ended up dating each other for about maybe 6 or 7 months. I already told her we wasn't gonna last, but she was just curious. But let's see what they talk about. She wants to see what the hype is about. Literally. Literally, they just want to see what the hype is about, bro. She tests, jokes, flirts heavy, and tries to see if you'll break your discipline. This one loves to poke at your composure. Attraction trigger, Excuse me. Attraction trigger, self control. So usually the curious teaser is somebody who's controlling. So if she's trying to control the situation, she's trying to control how long, you know, let's say you're waiting 30 days, she might say, oh, cool, we're going to wait 60 days until we have sex. By all means, go ahead. That shit always backfires because usually it don't last that long and she be talking about how she has to change her panties. Number four, the low key obsessed one. Yes, yes, I met someone like that. That shit was crazy. You're gonna run into a lot of that's self-explanatory, but let's talk about it. Quiet, mysterious, always watch you from a distance. That's always watch your posts and shit. So that's if y'all don't stay in the same city. She's fascinated by how different you seem from other men. She starts having intrusive thoughts about you, daydreams, scenarios, fantasies, attraction trigger, your glow and unpredictability. I've had women travel to come see me, bro. And that, I'm not trying to flex or anything like that, but like it get like that. It really it can get like that. Like, and again, this it's I don't understand, bro. Like, I mean, I understand, but I just be like, bro, like, why can't like we just live naturally and just you know what I'm saying? Just like I don't know, but like you're definitely gonna run into a lot of females that will low key become obsessed because it's like you are different. You're gonna show you're gonna glow different. My dog said protect your energy. Absolutely, you gotta protect your energy at all costs. Um, Number five, the masculine woman who suddenly becomes feminine. Yes, that is true. You will meet a woman exactly like that. The tomboys, yes, the tomboys ones, even if they bisexual, lesbo, if they vibing around you and you make them feel feminine, it's over with. Your energy overpowers hers. With other guys, she leads. With you, she starts letting you lead without realizing it. She softens, lowers her tone, asks more questions, gives more attention. Attractive, attraction trigger, your dominant, centered aura. This shit crazy, bro. Because it's like it's crazy how like they're kind of describing these types of women, and I'm like every different characteristic they talk about, I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I came across a lot of females. This shit crazy as hell. And this not even some of them. I did have a relationship, and some of them it was like really, really quick. Number six, healer and nurturer. She wants to feed you, help you, cook for you, nurture you, take care of your energy. Retention awakens her motherly, protective instincts. Attraction trigger your vulnerability wrapped in strength. Yes, that's true. You definitely will meet a woman like that. I've met someone like that. She was cool. She was an older woman, but we was just in two different stages in our life, so that's why that didn't work out. Number seven, the sexually aggressive one. That's the one who stole my baby. That's the one who that's the one who ripped my shirt off like it was a movie and she went crazy. The sexually aggressive one, it's gonna happen. You might fold or you might you know what I'm saying? This one, she wants to crack you. Crazy work. She senses your discipline and sees it as a challenge. She's bold, touchy, very flirtatious. Expect the let me break your streak vibes. Attraction trigger your unavailability. The more you are working out, busy, road running, doing all type of shit, the very second that she gets a chance where you're drinking, smoking, and relaxed, that's when she's gonna go for the gusto. That happened to me before, and off the first time of me and her having sex, she got pregnant. She didn't keep the baby, so yeah, you got to be aware. Definitely protect your energy in that regard. Number 8, the trauma survivor. She's been hurt before and doesn't trust most men, but your calm, non desperate, non lustful energy makes her feel safe. She opens up quickly because your presence feels healing. Attraction trigger, your emotional purity. If I had $1 for every time I met a woman like that, the trauma survivor, and again, I'm not trying to say I got hoes. I don't have hoes or anything like that, but it's just a matter of like what you attract when you're on semen retention. This shit is for real. Um, but I definitely have met a couple females like that. Number 9, the high value woman. She's disciplined, focused, and intentional, and she only respects men with self control. Retention signals maturity, spiritual strength, and leadership. She respects you before she even knows you. Attraction trigger, your purpose and conviction. Um, so yes, I have met a high value woman, but to keep it real, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I ain't make enough money to really experience like a real high value woman. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I've had I had a few. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I attracted a high value woman before I even knew what semen retention was. This is back when I was just young and I was just pure confidence. I think I hollered at this one chick. She was fine as hell, but I ain't know she knew Ti. Like she was taking pictures with Ti and all these other celebrities. I'm like, damn, bitch, you was rubbing shoulders with celebrities, and I was ballsy enough to walk up to her and get her number and shit. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care about none of that shit, bro. I'm a Gemini with the Aquarius rising and a Sagittarius moon. I really don't care. I just if I feel a type of way, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm a vulture. I'm a I'm gonna talk to whoever I deem to be attractive. But in my recent years, no. I've experienced one particular individual, but it never got physical. I need to get my money up. It's just that simple. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna sugarcoat shit. Number 10, the one who mirrors your shadow. And keep in mind, going back to the high value woman, it's not always about money, but usually a high value woman has 2 or 3 businesses. Okay, and some women they'll still fuck with you even if they make more than you and shit like that. But like me, my ego, my dignity, like I'm not gonna talk too much to a female who got multiple businesses and I'm still trying to get my first 2, 3 businesses up. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter like I've dealt with a woman before I even had a car, before I had a job, and that shit was shitty. The same sexually charged woman, the one that like ripped off my shirt and shit, technically she had more than me at the time. You feel me? She had a car, had a job, this, that, and third. Like I had just got a job and I was just working out and stuff like that. But again, money don't make you. You feel me? You can fuck the mayor, or the people in high places and stuff. Like I don't want to speak too much on stuff because this is not Patreon and this is not members only. So I'm gonna just let you know it's a woman and women in high places. They don't care about your money and shit like that. They really care about like, well, can you do you work out? Do you have discipline? Do you know how to speak? Do you understand what your superpower is? Simple shit like that. Do you know how to close your motherfucking mouth? Are you gonna like tell the whole block that you done hit the principal of this school and shit? You feel me? Like that's so just going back to the high value women, just be aware. It's not so much about the money, but for me personally, the high value women that I attracted, they had 3, 4 businesses and shit. They was traveling. So number 10, number 10, the one who mirrors your shadow. All right, so you attract her because she subconsciously wants your light. She may be chaotic, lust driven, or emotionally unstable, but she's drawn to your order, structure, and masculine calm. Attraction trigger, your inner stillness versus her inner chaos. This last one, they probably saved the best for last because I'm sorry, bro. Because I have inner stillness, that outer chaotic energy. I don't know. I kind of fuck with it a little bit, bro. I don't know why. I think it's something I maybe need to see a psychiatrist about that. But I always deal with the crazy ones, bro. You probably gonna attract some crazy ones because like it's opposites attract. If you're calm and you're not really worried about shit like that, but you know, like if shit hit the fan, you can speak up for yourself. Again, there's going to be a lot of chaotic women or women who have that type of energy. Again, let's reread this because I don't want to say like women are chaotic, but this particular woman, uh, you attract her because she subconsciously wants your light. She may be chaotic, lust driven, or emotionally unstable, but she's drawn to your order, structure, and masculine calm. So this is like 60 to 70% of the women that are out there. They ain't gonna say this out loud, but it's true. Now, keep in mind, this information is not to be used to try to manipulate and get what you want out of a woman. I repeat, this information is not to be used for you to manipulate women. Okay? It's not. This is more so about understanding the type of women that you already attract. This is also understanding your discernment, what you choose to deal with or what you choose not to deal with. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if you're rich. You got more than me. You probably looking at me, probably watching my videos, and you're in a penthouse and you got $1 million. You counting up $1 million right now. Right now, good for you, nigga. Cash app some of that to Moody Star 8, okay, or PayPal or the super chat. My PayPal is Moody Star, or hit me up with a super chat since you count up $1 million. But regardless, I don't care how much money you got or whatnot. You want to protect your energy and you want to understand the types of energies that do exist that are out there. You know what I'm saying? This was just like a quick Google as the types of women that are out there that you may attract while you're on semen retention. But when I get a chance, I'm gonna go over some of my older videos and we're gonna react to them together. Um, I have my own personal list, but I'm not gonna talk about it in today's live. Okay. All right, so why this happens? Semen retention elevates your pheromones, your posture, your voice depth, your eye contact, your emotional control, your presence, your confidence, your energy field. Women don't consciously register it; they feel it. You stop chasing, you become a man with gravity, and women react to gravity. They always will. Um, so yeah, pretty much keep in mind, like those are the types of women based off of like the internet 2025 census. Again, I have my own personal list as the types of women that you may attract while on semen retention. But regardless of the fact, bro, understand emotions, understand the types. Everybody's an archetype. Okay, in order for you to have self mastery, whether you are going to, let's say, you don't want to have a family, you don't want to procreate, you still have to understand like the energies that are out there because whether you know it or not, there's a huge game that's being played. Whether you're playing it or not, the game is going to be played. Okay, so whether you try to not, uh, you try to be yourself or whatnot, it's going to be somebody that's going to learn how to manipulate you or try to get the best of you. So I would say be aware of what possibly can happen or may not happen, and also to never try to manipulate a woman to get your own way. I'd rather you focus on yourself and you attract a woman. So that when we have the conversation, the most you're gonna do is gaslight you and say, "Oh, why you should have told me that this wasn't gonna work." Man, be quiet, okay? Because I had a female gaslight me, and it's just like, bruh, it is what it is. But outside of that, bro, and also too, when people challenge you or like if females shit test you, bro, uh, rewatch this. I'm probably gonna rewatch this live my damn self. Shit, you feel me? Because I'm like, dang, bro, I'm reading a lot of the stuff, and it's just like I could have did so much better today, but it's okay. You feel me? We gonna learn and we're gonna get better. But with that being said, MGT, what it do? Your boy Moody Star. Back again with another video. If you're new, you already know what to do, man. Become a subscriber, like the video, and join MGT. This is a channel where I like to highlight current events and talk about my spiritual walk here in this beautiful, fucked up, sideways ass matrix. Now, first of all, I got to say a special shout out to anybody that's holding on to your energy, going within and being high vibrational. Here at MGT, this is what we do. We work on ourselves every single day. Intro for the outro. If you made it to the end of this live, shout out to you. If you was here the whole time, shout out to you. Drop a bag on the Cash App. It's Moody Star 8, MOODYSTARR, and the number 8. You can hit me up at the Cash App or PayPal, Moody Star, MOODYSTARR. Super chat, whatever it is. Anything that's donated to the channel obviously is going to go back into the channel where we can produce more content, have better equipment and stuff, and of course create jobs for people who are part of MGT, Moody Gang Team. This is a team. It's Moody Gang. It's a gang, but we're also a team as well. You feel me? But outside of that, bro, I appreciate y'all. Since y'all had no questions and stuff, people was pretty quiet in the comment section tonight, and that's because it's probably late as fuck. Probably people are at work or probably watching from a different country, and you don't speak the native language of English and shit. But if you do, then shout out to people from India, the UK. I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next stream. Be on the lookout for some more content from your boy Moody Star. I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next one. Oh, check out the Patreon too. The Patreon starting December, I'm gonna be dropping. I'm gonna be posting some of my private lives to Patreon, so that way in real time, I'm gonna be having conversations with different women as far as like interviewing goes. So y'all stay tuned for that. I know you guys are tired of just hearing me talk, but I'm going to be talking to other people as well. So stay tuned for that on the Patreon. But other than that, I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next video or the next live. Peace.